Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome. It's time for X-Television's coverage of UGC, Gentlemen's Club, Menace to Society, eXtv. Wow, thanks for the welcome there, our introduction announcer there. That was a great little intro. It is
yeah,
X-Television.
I'm glad we paid $50 for that intro. It was fully worth it.
What a
steal!
I think it's a ripoff.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone, and how are you doing? It's your buddy Getawhale, and I'm joined here this evening for this UGC Platinum action by my very good friend from a different country, Miss Kip. And are you excited for this process map? Oh, you're going to do a yow or something?
Oh, no, I was going to say we just bridge cultural and national boundaries. We are the ultimate peacekeepers.
We're too excited to be casting with one another. We're talking over each other and just, you know, anxious to do this.
Yeah, well, because I'm excited about this map. If it were on any other map besides Process, I'd be, like, ecstatic and jumping off the walls. But it's Process, so I'm a little more grounded, because Process is a horrible map for Highlander. And that is my opinion. Getawhale?
Map. Why? Is it because you prefer it as a sixes map?
I prefer it as a non-existence map. I don't know, 5CP and Highlander are so hit or miss, and I think it really depends. We'll see tonight. Maybe we should just meet the teams, get on with it, and I'll try not to be a crabby pants. A crabby pants.
Well, let's meet the. We do have 9v9 in here right now. Who should we start with? Actually, we have 10v8 now, which is a lot of fun.
Ooh, that seems fair. Well, what do we? Go ahead and meet the Gentlemen's Club. They should be familiar to our frequent viewers. We did cast them last week, or no, you and Eckstein. Yeah, you and Eckstein casted it, right?
Yes, that does sound familiar.
Yes.
Let's talk about Gentlemen's Club. We're looking at Mr. M. Bear Slayer. He is tagged up as that, but his name is Valen. He's the engineer. We have Enigma tagged up as Woad Ash, playing the Scout class. Pudding Cup is the Pyro. We have Max sniping. He is a player to watch for sure. Arthur, another guy tagged up as a different thing. He's tagged up as Bonus Ham, playing the heavy weapons guy. Grape will be playing Soldier this evening. Mr. Ruin, and then that little emoticon face, he'll be the demo. Mr. Kozen as the medic, and rounding it out is Akuma, who will in fact not be a scout. Akuma plays the spy class. One of the best in North America. How about the other team?
Alright, let's meet him over on red. We do have Menace to Society. We have Emmy, that is Noko, who is going to be on Spy. Steve C will be Scout. Platinum is our Dumbleman Spamfest is on Engineer. Filthy Casual is Heavy Harblue. Harblue. Mr. Blue, as we call him here on XTV, is our Medic. Panic is going to be Soldier. Marissa, I always want to say Marissa, but it's Marissa. You don't pronounce the 4, guys. Is Sniper, and then Catsy will be on Pyro.
Yeah.
So a lot of well-known players on both sides. It's going to be an intense match. Both teams are 3-1 as the season sits. We are halfway through the season. Yay! But definitely didn't expect that Gentlemen's Club would have a loss on their record by this time in the season, did we?
No, I mean, a lot of people were talking about them as being a possible undefeatable squad. They're one of those super teams that we hear about a lot. Certainly so much experience on that team, and there was a lot of excitement, but they did suffer a loss, and they're not undefeated, but still having a fantastic season. And like you said, also 3-1 is MTS, and they had such a great year last year, and did again.
Yeah, and I think the big thing this match is to see how Gentlemen's Club rebounds from their, I think we could go ahead and call it a devastating loss last week.
Yeah.
Where they were leading 3-0 versus Electric Temptations going into the second half and lost 4 rounds in a row on Coal Plant, it was a huge upset. Ruin was streaming, and you could tell he was so upset in the stream and very frustrated. Obviously, the team had different aspirations for that match, and going into the second half, they just crumbled. So we'll see how they go into the second half of the season, and this match is going to be key to determine that, I think.
And we're going. Looks like. No. Maybe, server issue?
Ooh, that... No, we are live.
We're going. We're live here. GC versus MTS to this first mid. Let's see how this mid plays out on this map that the mids can be very important on. We'll see who comes out on top. Both medics running the regular Medigun. No picks just yet.
Yeah, it looks like pretty even rollout right there, and that's something you expect these Double Man, Platinum, and on the other side, Ruin, just absolutely fantastic. Pretty evenly matched out in terms of Demoman skill. We did have Marissa being taken down to no sniper right here for MTS, as they also use Panic as well.
GC coming around the backside here. Look at this aggressive play, their whole combo. The medic, Heavy, and Demo coming around and catching a lot of these MTS guys out, and the Uber got forced.
Uber is forced for red. Blue is caught way out of position. They can't get the Uber in time.
They
Perfect
just
pop right
got
there.
it, but look at this.
What are they going to be able to do with it is the question. Only 4 up for MTS, and it looks like GC will be able to push through that. But Harpu somehow got away alive, so he will maintain a little tiny bit of an Uber advantage, which isn't really an advantage anymore, but equal Uber. So there you go.
Yeah, and so this cap a second is going to go down, and we're going to be looking at this last point on process. Or process, depending what country you're in. What kind of a game do you think we're going to see here this evening, Kip? Is it going to be real aggressive with lots of, real aggressive pushes, or are we going to see some waiting around and some maybe stalling moments on this process map? What's your feel?
We are going to see Harblu go down. Did you see how he went down right there? He was at last, so I'm guessing Akuma, who was down. So Akuma pick right there on Harblu, so that's big.
It's a big pick, yeah. I'm here trying to talk about announcery stuff, and there's action going on, you know?
I think that's indicative of the type of match we'll see tonight. These assassin classes, these snipers and spies, especially on GC, you have Max and Akuma, 2 of the best in their classes, are going to have huge picks. Now, we just saw Marissa take down Max, who was poking his head into last right there.
Yeah,
we do have this Uber popped.
Oops, the oops! And they got to get that gun down first. They do get the gun. The medic's in there. Not a lot of support in here right now from GC. There's only 3 or 4 people in here. They're not really attacking this point yet, though. Trying to get those picks that they need, and it looks like they're doing it. Demo's on it now. Ruin trying to pick up the cap. The Heavy's still up, though, and that's a big deal. Some respawns came out just in time.
Oh,
but look at this. Grape. Oh, Ubersaw's out! And a big Ubersaw at the end there. Kozen kind of saving the day, getting a pick, and we suddenly have 1-0 GC.
Yeah, and that's what I was going to say, that we're going to see very aggressive pushes onto last. We're not going to see a lot of stalemates. We are going to see pick classes going huge here and signaling to the rest of their team that it's time to push in and time to be super, super aggressive.
Real great rollout, actually, from Platinum, who is a 6's star and knows the rollouts real well, playing the demo class right now. He plays a lot of Soldier, but playing demo tonight. So far, no picks. Catsy taking a lot of damage. Max with a lot of damage as well. Both teams are trying to get their heals out. And we have the Demo and Heavy down on the side of MTS, and that's a big deal. So Plat and Filthy Casual. That's
what you tag up as. That's what we're gonna call you. Here comes a big bomb in from Panic, trying to get Kozen, but Kozen
Max
is just
picked
sealed.
out Harblu. A big pick on Harbs, and so Max doing that Max thing, picking out a medic. And look at this, following up on Spamfest now. Man, oh man. Max on all the time. Can we say that safely?
Yeah, but Marissa got a pan kill. Ruin got coming in and getting the caver on her, so a lot of crazy action going on here. And only 3 up for MTS. They do get these respawns, but no way they're going to be able to contest second right here. So they just have to set up on last and hope that it'll be a better hold than last time, but they're at this Uber disadvantage. And, I mean, we saw some great aggression out of GC first time. There's no reason why we wouldn't see it this time.
No reason at all. Now, Max and Marissa, this is a good sniper matchup, but I do have to say the edge is definitely with Max. He has shown this season that he is... Some think he's the #1 North American sniper. Some think he's the #2. Depends who you ask. But definitely playing amazing so far, and I think those med picks have been the only difference so far. Picking out Steve C there. He's got a little 6K for himself now, Mr. Max.
Announcers love those kill streak weapons. It makes our job so much easier. But we do have the Uber popped into last right here, popped on Platinum as he's trying to get a big bomb in, and Panic does manage to defend the point right there.
They
but,
have Uber now. They're going to be able to block this cap, which is great because all GC needed was a sneeze on the point and it would have been done. But just barely getting that Uber in time, and I don't think GC can re-push this, although they're going to try it. Look at this. Still trying to get in this door here, this choke. They're going to come out and retreat because they're going to have Reds behind them. Of course, GC in the blue, MTS in the red. And they've got respawns in time here, but GC's going to have a big old Uber advantage. Both teams still running regular Uber.
Thanks, mate.
The
Yeah,
normal
there's just
Uber.
so much time on the point right now. It's yeah, that's just scary right now for MTS, and they're trying to keep as much player presence around there as possible because you can see how a spy like Akuma right here getting tossed around in the air, who was caught out, but he could easily just poke his head onto that point, uncloak, and possibly get that cap. But we do have the Uber pop. Again, look at the time on the point is just rapidly going forward. In comes GC, not able to get the frags yet, as we do have a wrangled mini sentry doing some action and work. And successful kind of, yeah, defense right there for MTS.
They're going to have an Uber to come out with. This is not an easy point to push out of, but they're going to try it here, and they've got to hope. Whoa, man, they need these kills. And it looks like they're doing well here because we've got GC now back. Now we're going to get a recap probably of second, barring anything crazy, although someone on blue, Akuma's in behind. Akuma the spy going to come in here on the medic. Oh, Harblue, oh, picked them out, luckily there. So, holding on to their medic, but look at GC, they do not want to give anything up. The heavy here just still staying in the choke area. GC are playing for real. And now a few coming out of IT here, the flankers coming out of IT, and that might back up Gentleman's Club.
I realize I've been saying that Platinum was on Gentleman's Club, and I'm horribly embarrassed about that. So, of course, it's a Ruin demo. But I think MTS has a lot to prove in this game as well, to prove that their wins aren't just flukes, and the fact that they did really well in the Highlander Invitational Cup wasn't a fluke at either. They had a really good pregame scrim against DRS, and I think as that push out of last indicates, they are ready to match aggression with aggression. The first round they were caught a little off guard. I think right now they're trying to settle, trying to put the pace at their own style of play, which is still very, very aggressive. I mean, we have two very aggressive teams going at it. So we'll see. As soon as Panic gets back up, I'm sure we're going to see this push from MTS.
I'm sure we are, and so just finding out is a little bit of a one of those process moments where we just kind of wait and see who wants to act first. I think that Gentleman's Club came out real strong at the very beginning. They didn't wait at all, but I think MTS have woken up here now a bit, and GC may be sensing that and kind of playing back a little bit because they know that they'll get punished if they play too aggressive. So far for me, Marissa has actually been doing pretty well. She's second on her scoreboard, although with less points than Max. Max, of course, has just been racking up kill streaks. We're going to have a little bit of action here. With a little bit of a trap holding down this sewer area here. Easy for me to say.
Yeah, the blue team just kind of holding there. They did fall back as MTS was pressuring them a little bit.
And we just saw a huge pick, Cozen and Grape. That's the soldier and the medic going down for Team Gentleman's Club, and here comes MTS.
And that's what they were waiting for. That was huge play right there from Noko. We were saying a little bit about Akuma earlier, but Noko has been one of those spies that has just gradually made her way through the ranks of Platinum and has become one of the best spies out there. And you can see right there a huge advantage for her med.
But not to be outdone, Akuma comes in and picks out Platinum, and so Platinum laughing his butt off in the game chat. And so, certainly maybe getting a bit of momentum back now is MTS, but GC don't want to give up an inch. Look at this.
Yep, they're coming right back. They don't have Uber or anything, going for the soft push, try to be aggressors right here. Max taking down Steve C with a nice pop, or a nice headshot, so the rest of Red really falling back because they don't want to lose any more than they already have, and they've already lost a lot at this mid-fight. This counter mid-fight, if you will.
I'm real impressed with the aggression out of Gentleman's Club and how they're playing right now. They're not, although they lost Arthur, they're not waiting for Uber every single time. They're just going. They're just going and going. And here we have an Uber pop now on the Skyroll is the heavy. That's who Filthy Casual is. Apologies for missing that last time.
No, I'm gonna still call him Filthy Casual.
Filthy Casual.
Anyway, he does help his team carve their way back onto mid, but Cozen did manage to stay alive, so he's nursing that 100% Uber. Really doesn't have a big power class to Uber, though, as he's just with his NG and Pyro here at mid. He's gonna Uber the Pyro! I mean, why not? When you got Pudding Cup to Uber, and is actually gonna do, while he takes down Catsy, opposing Pyro right there, and they're gonna carve mid back out for themselves.
Carve it out, boys and girls. And so, yeah, right now, though, this middle point does still belong to blue. That's GC in the blue. Yeah, I mean, right now, there's a lot of back and forth, and I think we can expect to see that this evening. A lot of back and forth as Marissa there picks out Akuma. You know, on this map, the rounds can take a long time, Kip, because there is so much of this back and forth play. I wouldn't be surprised if somebody maybe tried to switch to crits somewhere along the way to sort of maybe mix up the dynamic of this match. What do you think?
I would love that.
Okay. Good. Well, maybe we'll see that. We have regular Uber right now on the point.
Just being captured.
In they come, and Heavy going around Skyroll just kind of coming in behind, trying to surprise someone maybe.
Little rowing heavy action right there. Doesn't work as Kozin was left unprotected. Goes down, so nice heals at mid right here. Down goes Max with the headshot from Marissa. Ruin out as well. Players bleeding right now for GC, and everyone else who's alive is really hurt. So this is the mid fight that MTS was looking for.
Look at this though. Here comes the Heavy, the spy. Look at this.
This doesn't make any
work.
sense to me.
Akuma's just firing away. This is crazy.
And look, the Pyro and the NG are still here, and they're going to try to... They delay the cap enough that their med gets back up here, but Kozin doesn't have any power classes to heal. Finally, he gets back with his Demo Man, and Ruin is just spamming stuff over the crates. Oh my god, and Harbley goes down.
Kip, is this a DM server we're watching? Did we connect to the wrong server here? This seems like deathmatch mode.
It is, it's just... all-out aggression from GC. MTS appears to be playing a little bit more conservative, but when you ever use the word conservative with MTS, you know something's crazy, because MTS has been the most aggressive team in the history of Highlander in these past few seasons. But now we're seeing Gentleman's Club just absolutely outmatch that aggression, and the cap is gonna go back to blue now on mid.
Oh man, so still fighting over this midpoint now. We've got about 12 minutes done out of this 30-minute half, and we've only seen one round go down yet, as Grave comes in and tries to make something happen on MTS, and here comes GC in behind. I wouldn't be surprised, Kip. I mean, this one, I don't know, are we going to go to a full 5 points? We might not get there.
I thought for sure we would after the first round, but I don't know right now. MTS appears to be handling their own. Kozin did go down, so that buys them a 60% Uber advantage, which is going to be really nice. They managed to hold on to second, so they can just right away push now onto mid if they so desire, but they'll probably wait for that Uber, I would think, especially considering... well, actually, Max just goes down right there, so no sniper watching choke. They're going to push their way through. They do have to deal with the jumping soldier, but Grape is down, and this mid will go... Well, they need to capture it, but there's a lot of player presence here for MTS.
You cannot say that the mid's going any way or another until it actually goes down. That's the way this match has been so far. Still just kind of waiting. Max is going to wait. Oh, he's going to go. Didn't pick it out. Max was going for the medic there, real close.
Look at Valen. He was in on the med, too. He gets caught up with Steve C, who goes down to Valen's mini-sentry. Valen is still at mid. He's going to try to defend this. What?
This is a DM fest right now, and yeah, like we say, some people are asking, in UGC we go to 5 points. The first half is 30 minutes, or 4 points, whatever goes down first. Looking like it's going to be the 30 minutes at this point. But yeah, we go to 5 total, and so, I don't know, this pace, kind of an interesting map. Highlander on process, here we are.
It's... MTS they got the area, but they didn't clean up the frags. I mean, Valen was behind their med. What? At mid with the mini sentries. It was just very, very bizarre. MTS's push right there that they weren't able to get the necessary, and you would think easier frags, like, you know, the NG who runs, you know, a slower than, I don't know.
Sneaky snake, Kip. He's just a little sneaky snake, that Valen.
Yeah.
He knows how to get around.
Gotta hand it to Valen. Really good awareness of where he can get away with and put sentries, so
Kozin's going to have his Uber now, and we'll see what they're going to do with this coming in through the IT area, but it looks like they're expecting this push. Putting a lot of weight on the shoulders of Ruin this whole match so far has Kozin. Just kind of taking Ruin in one-on-one every time. Little scout Uber now, here they come.
Yeah, interesting scout Uber right there that goes exactly right for the heavy Arthur right there when the medic was actually open and ready to be picked. Enigma goes down there as you tried to follow up on that medic pick, goes down at last. Second will be capped, but Harbley's going to have this 100% Uber, so they will be able to defend this at last. I don't know, do you think they'll push out when they get these respawns?
I don't know, they were 3 up a moment ago for this MTS team. They got their respawns now, luckily, but I don't know. They'll be able to hold it at the very least, but I don't know if they're pushing out just yet till they get a key pick. They want to kill someone important on this GC team, because GC
looks like
just
they
rolled
are.
along.
They're going bottom of the lobby. They are pushing out. Uber just now popped. Again, they have to get these frags. Finally, Enigma goes down as he was dancing all around. Steve C getting lost there too in the scuffle, but really way too many players for Journalist Club surviving. Still 8 up. So only the scout went down in that Uber push for the enemy team.
Journalist Club. It sounded like you said Journalists Club that
Did
time,
I?
which I kind of like better. Journalists Club. I'm looking at the scoreboard, Kip, and there's one really humongous difference that I'm noticing thus far, and that is the point differential between the demo men, Platinum and Ruin.
Holy.
I'll let you figure out who's doing better. It's Ruin who has been taking in all of those Ubers, and Platinum's still warming up. He's obviously very capable. We talked about how he's an invite dude. He's very skilled, but he hasn't been getting it going probably the way he wants to just yet. He needs, he'll need to get that up, and I'm wondering what the strategy is on Harblue here with the Ubers.
The control point is being
Been kind of flashing it around a lot more than Kozin, who has been giving them exclusively to the demo, who is Ruin.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens. I feel like the red Ubers, the Ubers for empty. Oh no! In comes Akuma gets the back.
Wow!
Blue drops right there.
Arbs.
Oh my god.
Arbs, no!
Oh,
Arbs.
Mr. Blue.
Mr. Blue. We call him
was-
Mr. Blue. That's right. We've been through this already.
Yes.
So with big advantage now, it's going to be a 60% or more Uber advantage for the GC boys and girls.
Yeah, that's just a pity because Panic had a really nice jump in on Kozin to buy his team that Uber advantage, but now just all to naught because Akuma just somehow got in there, was killed immediately after he got that backstab, but it doesn't matter. Got the medic. It was worth it.
We're going to fight it out for this second point now. Actually, I have to correct. I said boys and girls. GC, not the team with the girls. That is MTS. They got 3 of them. But we're going to get this cap on this second point here now. And we're going to walk in with 100% Uber here. Everyone. But watch as Kozin's going to give this either to the scout or to the demo primarily.
So give it to invite or invite is really your options right there.
Right.
And it actually does get flashed between both of them. A little bit of heavy action in there, too. So far, no frags going down. Finally, Steve C gets taken out. Marissa is out as well, but Harblue did a good job staying alive. He's at 95% Uber. If he can get this up, they can just pop onto the point, and we'll save it. And he does get it. There's a mini center being wrangled, and that darn Valen.
That darn cat.
That darn Valen.
Akuma tried to come in. They're going to try to just chip away on this point, but look at Katsy doing such great work. She's fantastic. Played against
Blue
Katsy
combo.
Whoa,
Blue
look at
combo
this.
was in the behind the point on that little ramp or stairway. They do jump down. They get taken out. So some really good awareness right there. Steve C actually came out.
Max! Maxwell, smart. What are you doing, sir? And Max gets taken out, but not before shooting the head of one Sakura Blue, Harblue.
Sakura Blue, yeah. Shout out to chat for that one. Can't believe we missed that, but yeah.
Man.
Ooh, so
I was giving my props to Katsy because I played her in a pub last night, and my goodness, she's an amazing pyro. And now we're going to have her and her whole team trying to push out of this last point. And the back and forth continues. We've got just over 11 minutes left in this half, Kip.
control point is being captured.
wow, that went fast. Usually
It
you
did.
can. Oh no, Akuma's back in on the bed. Oh, he does get caught out, but
Look
he's
at this,
blasted
look at this.
towards Harblue.
Tried to surf
goodness.
it all the way onto Harblue's head, but luckily that didn't work out. So Harbs does get out and is going to keep heals, and the Ubers are going to stay even. Both medics still running regular Uber.
But look at the work that did Akuma. Just the mere presence of a spy in there pushed the entire red team out, and they weren't able to capture the second point, which is huge because it changes spawns and it affects your positioning and all that stuff. So just the fact that Akuma was in on Harblue was enough to really put TS now back on the defensive, take any offensive aggression out of the picture for them.
Yep, and so we're going to have another Sixes-style Uber push here maybe in just a moment as Kozin getting ready to take Ruin and or the Scout Enigma in. Just kind of waiting right now. Maybe they lost Max, though, so that's a big piece of firepower gone.
Also lost Akuma, who somehow managed to get into last and put an ambassador shot, I believe, on Harblue, and Harblue took a ton of damage, but got a sandwich. He's back in action. MTS is pushing lobby right now. They look like they want to kind of push out, and I wouldn't be surprised because, again, MTS, such an aggressive team, but looks like they want to play it a little bit safer and just wait for that pop to come into last.
Yeah, and I kind of agree with that maybe being the best thing at this point. Yeah, I mean, Blue now just kind of playing really tentatively, just holding in this little area here, this little hall. I'm wondering, are they waiting for something to happen? Are they waiting for a pick, or what are they doing right now? Are they going to head in with it?
Oh, the mind games of TF2.
Yeah, I mean, some people, they do like this better as a sixes map primarily, and you kind of really feel it when you see Kozin and Ruin and Enigma and the way they're playing this, doing the, you know, the scout flash off to the demo is a bit of a sixes strat for Uber, so we don't see it as much in Highlander. But we're getting ready here now. Max wants to inch across here and try to pick someone out, and he might have a shot on the heavy. Maxwell looking for the shot on Skyrolla.
Actually, did you know his real name is Maximilian?
Maximilian! That's even better
Yes.
than Maxwell. I'm thinking Maxwell Smart, you know, from Get Smart, the classic television program. So still, oh, we have Spy in now, and that was Doko trying to make something happen. She goes down. What are they waiting for? This is just kind of a park the bus moment right now, isn't it?
I think it's just no, you go first. No, you go first.
Yeah.
No, I mean, they're waiting for that one pick, and they just can't get that positioning to get there. And this is what you see a lot in high-level TF2. They're just playing so intelligently that it appears that they're doing nothing, but they're...
Platinum says in game chat, Enigma, do something! I like that. I like these invite guys talking, you know, teasing one another. You know, one thing I want to mention, oh, Noko here. Noko going for a pick gets cut down, and we have the Uber now finally doing something is the GC team, and they want to try to inch this point if they can. But we have the Uber back in retaliation, just kind of flashing off to everyone. Harb's giving it to everyone here, and let's see how this plays out. What's the fallout from this Uber? We're going to have a repush more than likely.
Marissa got two really nice headshots right there on Enigma and Ruin, so two big threats out of this picture. That really signaled Red to push right here. Marissa taking down Grape as well, and here comes MTS. We are going to have a panic in the... Oh, Sewers almost got the med pick. Kozin somehow stayed alive, so will survive.
Platinum getting stabbed by Akuma. And so here's something to talk about, Kip. You know, we talk about how the time is counting down. We have 7.5 minutes left. And when we're in that situation now, every round becomes very important. And so if you're MTS now, you want to come out and try to get this, take this round, because we might not go to 5. If the time expires on both halves, it's going to be whoever has the most rounds. And so really, if we're going to have this kind of game, every single round is very, very important.
Yeah, and they're probably kicking themselves for that first round, which was just so fast.
Yeah.
But they're just completely caught unawares. Really been able to show themselves to be on the same level now as Gentleman's Club. They haven't got into Gentleman's Club last or second yet, but they're definitely posed to be able to when they get mid. We do have the Uber popped on for Gentleman's Club right now, and oh, there we
get
go.
it.
Enigma got most of that cap, and then Ruin just jumped in there for the last bit.
Yeah, wouldn't be surprised if Ruin had the pain train. And so we have 6.5 minutes left here, and you know what? We can see a lot in 6.5 minutes. Can't we?
I was about to say Rome fell in 6.5 minutes, but I don't think that's entirely true.
6.5 minutes. I was timing it on my iPod. I mean, that's just a fact. So rolling out of this mid now, both teams still on the regular Medigun. Kozin is down already though.
Ooh,
Marissa picked him
headshot.
out. And so Marissa definitely wants to, I guess, roll the tide back into the favor of her team MTS.
Harblu took a ton of damage though. He's at 50. Uber lost Doubleman Platinum on point, and really there's just even the fact that GC lost Authentic, there's no advantage right here for MTS to stay in mid. Marissa is trying to fight for her life, but goes down to Valen.
Valen, a little nice kill there, and I'm real surprised right now, Kip, to be seeing GC capping this after a fantastic mid by Menace to Society.
Just give it 1 second. Just give 1 second for Harblu to get this Uber up, and we're going to see an immediate push out of MTS.
I think so too. I agree.
There's no way they're letting GC get this. And yes, in fact, that's what we do. Harblu is at 100% on mid right now, waiting for the right moment to pop, but lets his heavy die. Now he's got his scout, that Steve C, who tries to get some of the Uber in and put pressure on Kozin right there, not able to do anything, and that was not the push that Harblu and team wanted.
And look at Platinum gets stabbed by Akuma.
Oh my
Where
goodness.
was Platinum on that Uber, Kip? He was way behind and not with that at all. And I'm wondering about that decision. I agree in theory with popping right away, but man, you really want to get your demo in on those pushes, especially at that midpoint.
Yeah, we'll see if they can delay this push at second at all. We do have Spamfest trying his damnedest, and he's a great engineer. Put a lot of props towards Valen, but uniqueness. But Spamfest in his just solid engineering play throughout the years has just been great to watch him bring it to this level. He's not able to do it. Having said that, Max getting the headshot on Panic right there.
Max,
so no jumping soldier in to pressure Kozin, and Kozin's going to be able to pop when he wants it. Does pop, and here's the Uber on to last. Gentleman's Club going for a fast one right here. They need to get some frags. Marissa is down, and so is Cassie, so no pyro on that point for those air blasts, but Harley was still alive. Oh my goodness, there's only 4 up. Not going to happen. They weren't in a position to stop that cap, and now it is 3-0.
With 4 minutes left to go, and so let's watch this mid rollout, and I think right now if you're the MTS team, you're just trying to stop the bleeding, get to halftime, and just sort of regroup. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I'm trying to get on the Spamfest cam and see if he... no, he's still running that gunslinger. I wouldn't be surprised if he was going to pull out a level 3 at last, just to make sure no more caps happen here.
What do you think MTS does right here in order to not let this get away from them again right before halftime?
Gotta stay alive, gotta get this Uber first. Max is down, so that's good news for Harbley, who's dancing his way and is still alive somehow. Kozin does go down to a headshot from Marissa. Again.
Marissa having 2 great mids in a row, but her team now finally is following up on it.
And I think
that's what
it's
they
almost
needed.
A wipe. Only one up is Enigma, and this is the mid-fight MTS needed. They need to push forward. Why is their combo on the point? They need to be aggressive and get into second right here.
I think this is, well, I mean... You know, they certainly would, if they could pick up a round, they'd love to do it, but I think they're trying not to get too aggressive, Kip. I think they don't want to bleed too much, lose too many players, and maybe get backed up to their own last again. So we still do have 3 minutes.
Yeah, I guess you're right there. Hardblue jumped way ahead of his heavy and took so much. Yeah, he had to pop that Uber, and they did not want to use this Uber right here. It's a little messy, and I'm really kind of surprised of this gameplay we've seen out of MTS.
Yep.
Gentleman's Club is going to take that ill-timed Uber to their advantage and contest this point, and you see Pudding Cup on the point right there just doing work, taking out Spamfest, and they're going to stop the cap right there, and that is not what MTS needed. They needed that momentum, that aggression that would just continue on to the last point. And we're not seeing that, so they're going to have to go back on their heels and defend at mid right here because Kozin has his 100% ready to go.
We have 2 minutes left to go, and if we have some big picks on MTS, this could go real ugly real quick. But let's see if they can get the picks themselves as we gear up here for the end of this half. And I think it should be an all right finish, or maybe not. Maybe one team will just kind of sit back and we'll just stall for 2 minutes. Who knows? Hopefully not. We want action, Kip. We want action.
Oh,
you know?
Then you came to the wrong map. But no, this one has been pretty good. These teams just not willing to let the other team make that first move usually. So we have seen some pretty aggressive push out of last from MTS. And we're going to have an aggressive push out of mid. They did not want to wait for GC to push into him. And is that a level 3 I see? It is. Oh no, they changed the server.
Oh, well. So we're going to have to speak to the players to see what happened there. Basically, we're on a 1.5 minute delay, and so when the teams change the server or change the map or re-exec the config, this is what happens. We get cut off. But I'm just going to send a quick message. We'll see what the score ended up being in that half as we get ready for the second half. What did you think, Kip? Are you surprised?
I don't know. I mean, this was going to be such a huge game for GC to see how they will respond and rebound from last week and how they'll continue into the second half. And I think I'm not surprised about the aggression that they brought. I am surprised that MTS wasn't able to counter it. MTS has been around the block so many times. I mean, these are runner-up champions of Season 8 and third place in Season 11... Season 9, second place. I mean,
one of those, yeah.
They're kind of always the bridesmaid, never the bride, in terms of UGC champions. But they are so experienced that I'm wondering why they weren't really prepared for this insane aggression out of a Gentleman's Club. Maybe it's just too insane. Maybe the DM is just too much right now. I don't know.
Yeah, and so I'm looking to see they should be still same server, I believe. But
We are gonna-
going into the half, it is going to be 3-0, I am informed by Valen. And so, Gentlemen's Club, nothing really crazy went down at the end there. It does stay 3-0, as they say in Europe. And so, whatever team can get either to 5 points first, or whatever team can get the most points after the next 30 minutes of this second half is going to take this. And, yeah, I mean, I'm really surprised, Kip. If you had to ask anyone watching this who looks like the more confident and prepared team, everybody would probably tell you Gentlemen's Club, and that's a real big surprise against what you just said. That's a skilled MTS team we're looking at.
Yeah, and they had a good scrim, just very aggressive, constantly keeping DRS on their back of their heels in a defensive mode. I don't know, but you know what? This game is not over. I mean, we would be saying you were saying similar things last week when UGC was up 3-0 at halftime.
Yep, I was, and we saw 4 rounds go down in a row, and we could just as easily see 5 go down here, and so it's not out of reach for MTS. And we've seen them pull off very impressive comebacks themselves in the past, some last season right here on eXtv. But yeah, thanks guys for joining us on eXtv. If you are just tuning in, it is 3-0 for Gentlemen's Club. So, you know, let's talk about what does MTS, I mean, is there something they can do differently, do you think, as a team right now as they prepare for this second half? What do you think they need to be talking about in the locker room as they prepare for this next half?
Locker room of esports.
Yeah.
Well, I think they need to change things up. Now, crits...
They have crits right now. The round isn't starting, but maybe they are going to actually run that.
Yeah, I don't know. The thing with crits is, like, it's most powerful on 5CPs when you have a double man who can get those stickies in places where, you know, you don't expect them, and then the med runs in and kablooey, and then you win the game, right? But we haven't seen Platinum necessarily be bringing it this game. I mean, he's been... Was he still in the bottom on his team on points
definitely near the bottom, yeah, in terms of score, anyhow.
I mean,
and so
we'll
probably
have to see the logs to see what kind of damage and output he's doing, but it didn't. He definitely was being outplayed by Ruin. But we are going live with the second half, so we do see the crits coming out from MTS.
And I think this is definitely a mid that MTS in the blue have to win. Can Marissa pick out another medic headshot? I think that this time they're going to be ready for it. No picks here yet, although Max picks out Steve C there, so there's our snipe on mid. Now, can somebody follow it up?
Marissa actually going down right there.
Ruin is actually down right now, and so the demo who's been performing the best so far, in our view, is dead. And it's still will be... Oh! Here we go.
Crits popped, and then Max immediately got that headshot on Harblue, so Platinum wasn't able to do anything with it. Platinum did get that crits, but, you know, if your med's alive, you're not going to do much with it. However, Blue, that is MTS, was able to stay in here, so we are just seeing them be very stubborn and not willing to give that point up.
And so now the story becomes very interesting, actually, as it looks like we may have a pause here and or a hiccup in the STV server. The story now becomes for, if you're an MTS player, you have got to force the Uber or kill the medic if you can, because Gentlemen's Club now in the red, they're going to have full Uber, and, you know, if you can get your crits, that's fine, but if you're up against an Uber, you're never going to win that, and so MTS have to find a way to pick the medic. So it's time to target Kozin.
While we have a second, I just want to give a huge shout out to our streamer for tonight, who is Pretender, who is new to eXtv production and staff, so we really want to thank him for jumping in at the last minute, able to fulfill our streaming needs. But we are back live.
But yeah, I think one thing to watch for here is who can come in and kill Kozin, because if they can't do that quickly, they've actually switched now. They're off the crits Krieg, so MTS going back to regular Uber.
Interesting. We are going to see Red push in here. Yep, Kozin just hanging onto that Uber as long as possible, and this is where you usually see the soldier or somebody jumping in, or... Oh, Harblue goes down. He's hunted down by Enigma.
Wow. And so that's not what you want to happen if you are a fan of MTS.
Fan of living, even.
A fan of living, if it has a medic.
But Enigma, with those, elite invite skills, getting in there, able to maneuver his way around the crowd at second and get that medic pick. Now we have this Uber from Gentleman's Club. Look at them. They're pushing all the way into last right now.
Oh, dear.
Oh, my goodness. Such aggression.
Boy. Harblue stays up. Such aggression. I still think of the meme when we say that. But anyhow, we still have Harbs up, and so that's good because we'll have an even exchange at this last point. But look at GC. They don't care. They're not going to wait. They're not going to wait. Even
Why
exchange?
would they do that?
Who cares about an even exchange?
They're up 3-0. They don't have too much to lose at this point. They're
Harblue! One down, and Cozen's down too. It's a bloodbath, Kip. It's a damn bloodbath. Pardon my language.
Wow, the only one left standing really is the Mini and Ruin right here. Ruin. Oh, it's actually Enigma who comes in and finishes off Ham right there. No, it's Steve's. What's going on?
What is going on? We are losing our minds here on eXtv right now. We still have a little Mini here camping this spawn door, but that'll go down. Blue is going to get to come out and re-push. That's Menace's Society, and what is going on? A little breakdown in the match here, but we're getting back, and guess who's going to have Uber advantage? They can keep their medic alive, and it's not going to be GC because they just lost Cozen.
Right, Marissa with a nice snipe peeking out of what they call rollout here as Cozen was, I'm not sure where Cozen was, but definitely out of position that he was in sniper territory or being able to be sniped. There we go.
Yes.
And it looks like MTS, they are close to Uber right here, so they don't want to overextend, but they do want to be aggressive. Has got to watch out for Max, but Max gets taken down a headshot. Big play right there from Marissa.
Wow.
That buys a lot of security for her medic, so Harblue is going to be able to push forward, and with that Max pick down, GC falling back to second and just trying to defend that instead of mid.
A lot of room now for this blue team to stand, and as MTS pushes in, I'm watching Marissa play this match, and I'm thinking of another sniper in Platinum named FaZe. Some people use the word streaky, but Marissa has found her groove in this match now, rolling right along, maybe out-sniping Max at this point.
Well, we have the sizzling stats, so when we get a break in the action, we'll definitely look at that in terms of sniper v sniper and also demo v demo, but that is a second point cap for MTS, the first time we've seen that in this match. So
Uncharted
MTS,
territory.
that locker room rally speech helped out, so we'll see if they can't get something going right here. They are down 3-0. The first to 5 will win, or best after. Let's see, we are 25 minutes left in this half.
Yep, and the red team, they've got their Uber, and Akuma's creeping around. Spy for GC, who picks out Marissa. Ooh, takes the air out of her sails, and so that's the sniper down for MTS, and I don't know how they feel about this push now.
Just
how do they feel? They have Uber, though.
How do you feel? We'll see. Red is looking kind of aggressive right here. They are holding in this position, which I called rollout earlier. But as Akuma goes down, they're going to fall back here, and looks like wait as Blue pushes into lobby. No, there's no push into lobby. What is MTS waiting for?
I don't think that they want to act first. I think that they're maybe even a little bit of nerves. They haven't had to push into last tier yet. Maybe they've forgotten. It seems like years ago now that they pushed in their scrim earlier tonight. Certainly they can do it though, and they're thinking about doing it right now. They're going to have to do it without a scout and without a spy, but those are not big classes for last push. Well, I mean, they're not the biggest, but you want to have them with you, but you know what I mean. They still have their full roster.
Now looks like they're assembling for a push. Max just now responding, so they lost that opportunity. Panic taking down Akuma with a nice shot right there. They were assembling in the lobby now, backing out, and it looks like they're going to go through Shutter right here. As Uber is yet to be popped.
Marissa wants a pick. Marissa gets Max real easy.
That's
see
nice.
It coming, and now she's going for someone else, and this might be the push.
No, they're backing out of Shutter. Now they're going to go back lobby.
What are you doing? You can't pick. You can't do that.
Max is going to be up in 4 seconds, so if they want to take advantage of that pick, they had to move. Now Max is spawned, and that spawn is right near that point, obviously. Finally, we have this Uber popped. Flash between Heavy and Double Man for MTS. Uber popped in retaliation from GC. Did have Rape right there, miss an air shot as finally Demo did go down for MTS. Combo is still up right now.
Harbs
just
down.
kidding.
No Harbs, 2 players left up. Now
Max
let's talk about that push.
3 headshots in a row.
3 in a row. That's not. That seems unfair, doesn't it?
I think we need steroid testing in esports.
Right. We get you to pee in this cup, please, sir. Maximilian, but what I want to say, what did you think of that last push by this MTS team. They did look a little tentative, didn't they?
Yeah, it's not the MTS that we've seen as MTS of old that we've seen. There we go. Yeah, a little tentative, a little hesitant. They really had that great advantage as of Max being down, and you can
Look
see
at this
how...
advantage now. They're coming right in.
Oh my goodness.
They need to cap second, though. Cap second!
We were just waxing eloquently while MTS was cleaning up, getting the frags that they absolutely need right here. Gentlemen's Club not in any position to be able to defend, only 4 up. They do have that excellent Pyro Pudding Cup and a Sniper up, but not going to be enough. And finally, MTS gets a round, 3-1.
Suddenly we've got a game on our hands here, so we're looking at 3-1, and we've got 22 big old minutes to go. Which is certainly doable. I don't think that you can... Oh, go for it.
Just while we have 1 second, I did want to report the halftime sizzling stat scores. Thank you so much for Kinch for getting those for us. The demos were almost identical in their damage output. So, but Ruins had a 2 KDA to Platinum's 0.95. So, Platinum's just not staying alive.
Well, yeah, and what that indicates as well, or what it could also indicate, is that Ruin is cleaning up a lot of his own kills, which demos don't always do. Sometimes demos will put out that damage, and then the scout will clean it up, or some of those other cleanup classes. Regardless, though, it looks like this mid is probably going to belong to GC in the red.
Ooh. Oh my god. Filthy Casual, the only one alive right now, and he's got no health right there.
He's
filthy. He's filthy hurt.
He's a filthy hurt gentleman wearing a big minigun. That's part of his clothes. Pushing along now. This is GC getting their momentum going in this second half.
Yeah, they don't want a repeat of last week, obviously. So they try their best, but to stop any bleeding that might have happened from that last round.
Even though it is good for the cast, we do not want to see 4 points go down in a row if you're a fan of GC. Look at this, they're going for it.
They are. There's a level 2 sentry gun who's being wrangled, and that's going to take a lot of the attention of this Uber. Some nice air blasting keeps it alive, but they got to get on the point, and nobody from MTS was there. What? Yeah, the spun up heavy, slowly inching his way to the point, and just wasn't able to get there. Just, wow, what a bizarre round after the first round in this half we saw.
Yeah, 4 points to 1 now. It gives us potential match point here for Gentlemen's Club, who are in the red. And so, certainly MTS, what I was going to say at one point was, you can't blame this team, and I think it's unfair to say, you know, what's happening with the MTS of old. I think they're just being slightly outplayed, and I think that once you start to lose a lot of rounds, it can really sort of affect you as a team, can't it? It's easy to get down once that happens.
Yeah.
It's easy to, you know, if you lose a few rounds, it's easy to get frustrated, and that can affect team morale, and that's a real thing. Right now,
but it's not happening right now. Look at MTS just rolling through this midpoint, able to get Ruin as he was the only one really left alive at second who stood a chance to defend it right here. Respawn's coming in from GC, but there's no chance to be able to contest it. Well, I don't know. GC's crazy, so they might come here and contest it, but it looks like with some stacking of the point, MTS will be able to hold it. Hard Blue staying alive, so has 100% Uber, but Kozin will have a counter.
Yeah, and so Max now wants to get a little pick if he can. Max wants to peek Shutter here a little bit.
Mercer went down, so that's a big pick right there. Oh,
Max got harps! Maximilian!
No,
Maximilian, please.
I was just about to say that Akuma, there's some nice fight checking, and Akuma not able to get the med pick, but all that distraction led to Max peeking out and getting the snipe. Wow.
So you know what they say, misdirection really works in TF2, as the saying goes.
Yeah.
Have you heard that one? That's a famous... I don't know.
Alrighty.
MTS are going to see this second point get recapped back to the GC team. Some people in the game chat saying assists are dumb. These teams are having a fun time, I think, tonight, seems like to me. I think that fun is more important than a lot of things, you know? It is a game after all, isn't it?
I hear that, but yet to confirm.
We'll look
no
into
confirmation
that.
on that. Yeah, jury's still out.
Uber comes into mid. Here comes GC, and again, giving it to the scout / demo. So these Ubers looking a lot like Six's Ubers by this GC team, but regardless, they're going to cap the middle point, and everyone will stand around and have a drink and talk about the middle point.
I don't know. Keep your sixes out of my Highlander. That's all.
It's not my sixes. I mean, the
of course
world
the
owns
sixes strategy and Highlander strat just mix and muddle together. There is no real difference sometimes. I think that's what we're definitely seeing here with this GC play, that they're able to seamlessly meld those together and really use it to their advantage. Here we do have the counter push from MTS back onto mid. They need to get some frags with this and not just carve out the space, because you can see they are getting time on the point. We'll be able to take it back, but who's dead? Akuma and Enigma, really light classes for GC, and that's not going to be enough if they want to hold mid right here.
Looking at the time, there's just under 18 minutes left, and so with the score 4-1, MTS they need to get something going, but here comes the GC Uber. Again, all of this on the shoulders of Ruin, the demo for Red, who's taking in the lion's share of the work on these Ubers. He takes out Skyrolla there, tagged up as Filthy Casual, the heavy weapons gentleman.
We do have MTS building Uber, so they're going to have this relatively soon. Yeah, actually 95% right now for Hard Blue. So Gentleman's Club is going to push, and they're all in this point right here. Uber's popped on the scout, so Steve C pushing in there, trying to make something happen for MTS. Didn't really get a whole lot done right there. Enigma does go, no.
Ugh. All right, well, it seems like the server has either reset or paused or done something. And again, I'm going to check in here with the teams and see what happened.
All right, well, I do have some stats from the first 2 rounds. Max out-sniped Marissa, or out-headshot Marissa 4 headshots to, or 8 to 4.
I'm assuming that the fifth cap went down without us seeing it on camera. Yes, I am getting where
the 5th cap went down. So, yes. So, GC took it 5-1. And I do have some of those final stats. So, Max got 12 headshots to Marissa's 5. Again, demo damage. Ruin actually brought it a little bit more right there, about 80 damage more per minute than the Platinum.
I mean, I'm just still very surprised. This MTS team, they had a pre-game scrim, easy for me to say. They're a great team. They it's not like they're playing with a super new roster. There are a couple little changes here and there, but I mean, what happened today? They certainly did not look quite as good as Gentleman's Club did.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know. I mean, we're looking at these stats which are posted in the stream right there. Akuma had 9 backstabs to Noko's 2. So Noko was being shut down, whereas Akuma was having a little bit of a field day. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Akuma was definitely a huge presence. I remember not just when he got those backstabs, but also just the fact that he would distract the medic and then Max came in with a headshot, or he would distract the medic and push that team back even though he died. So just Akuma was doing a lot of work right there, both spoken and seen and unseen, spoken and unspoken.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's hard to say one way or another. One thing I noticed as well is Noko, no med picks. I'm looking at med picks to see who got them, and you know, Marissa and Max are there. Max with 3 med picks, which is a big deal. But I don't think that Noko got going the way that she wanted to. I don't think that Platt got going the way he wanted to. And you know, Marissa certainly turned it on and got in her groove, but I don't know if it was enough. I just think that overall as a team, Gentleman's Club played a better team game this evening, and I think that was the difference, Kip.
Yeah, and I think that's great news for Gentleman's Club, because last week we saw them playing really good individually, and that's why they took a 3-0 lead into the half. But they were just not able to stay together as a team when ET really pressured them. So looks like they did their homework. They're coming back as a team, as Highlander team, not just a bunch of Sixes players and really good 1v1 players, but as a Highlander team that has shown that they can put together the teamwork and the communication when they need to. And I think that's huge. I think we're looking at GC in the end, grand finals again. Or not again, but again, as in we're looking at it again, not in because like after last week, people are like, no, there's no way GC is going to be able to recoup from that. But I think this is the step in the right direction.
Yeah, certainly, and so a convincing victory here this evening by the Gentleman's Club team, who move now to 4-1. Menace Society dropping to 3-2, but they are still both, you know, right up there in the top, and they both still have a fantastic chance to get into playoffs as we're just entering the second half of this season now.
Right, but stay tuned. It is going to get awesome. Next week we have Borneo, and after that Steel, then Swiftwater, and then Viaducts for playoffs. So some really great maps coming forward. Borneo is one of those that is just now in the regular season rotation for maps, and one of those maps that can allow a lot of creativity. So definitely join us next week at 9:30 Eastern for that cast. Probably be brought to you by Eckstein and Duder, and perhaps maybe Getawhale and myself. But it will be brought to you here on eXtv Esports, so make sure you hit that follow button. Getawhale, anything